Alright, so welcome back to another video. We've got a number of Jeeps to get through. Some pretty cool stuff that I have never seen in stores before. I did find a new source for all my die casts. It's a little hobby shop about an hour away from my house, but he has everything, man. So for this video, we've got an AutoWorld, another Mijo exclusive, 2018 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited. This is a Rubicon, so that's pretty cool. We've got a 2020 Jeep Gladiator. This is from the Greenlight All-Terrain series. Little different from the last Gladiator we looked at from Greenlight. Got quite a big lift kit on there and some pretty massive tires. And this has to be, it has to be the last Jeep Cherokee available right now. I have so many Cherokees. This will be my seventh. This will be my seventh Cherokee in the collection, but I love them. You guys know I love my Cherokees. So let's not waste any time. Let's get right into cracking these guys open because there's some really cool stuff to look at. And I've already got the case up here, opened up, and ready to pull some other Jeeps down for comparison's sake. So first off, let's get into the 2018 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited. All right, so here is our AutoWorld 2018 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon Wrangler Unlimited. Unlimited just means that it's a four-door. So if you ever hear someone say Wrangler Unlimited, they're talking about a four-door Wrangler. We've got the hood open on here to expose our 3.6 liter Pentastar V6. If you know anything about the 3.6 from Chrysler, it's kind of a dog water engine. They have lots of issues with the oil coolers leaking on them, timing chains stretching, all kinds of dumb problems. So we'll get that closed. We don't want to look at that anymore. Gross. But this is a Rubicon, which is really the #1 redeeming quality with the new Wranglers. You get Dana 44 front and rear axles, so those are half-ton axles. They come with electronic lockers from the factory, so you can lock both the front and rear axle. You have a disconnectable front sway bar that's also electronically disconnectable, along with, I think, factory 33-inch tires and 3/4-inch suspension lift. The Wrangler Rubicons are extremely, extremely capable off-roaders out of the box. They're one of the best, well, they're the best out-of-the-box off-roader you can buy. Honestly, there's nothing else comes with solid axles, especially, you know, Dana 44s. The new Broncos could never. But really, really great out-of-the-box off-roader. And I don't know if I've ever mentioned this on the channel before, but I do work for a custom Jeep shop, and we do everything from lift kits, frame stretches, coilover conversions, all the way down to dumb stuff like, you know, color-changing headlights and angry face grills. So if you can think of a mod for a Jeep, I've probably done it somewhere at some point in my career. So I have had the privilege of driving just an infinite amount of different custom Jeeps, and I must say the Wranglers are, you know, you can't really compete with them when it comes to an off-roader. This is a really great example of a Rubicon. You've got the factory Rubicon bumper, comes with the little tow hooks there and fog lights built in. This does have side steps. I'm not a huge fan of side steps. I prefer just a slider rail on the side. BF Goodrich tires. These are Rubicon specific wheels. I had a set of these wheels on a Grand Cherokee a while back. And then this is a aftermarket roof rack. Got your gas cans up there because the best place to keep a sealed can of gas is in direct sunlight. I always make fun of the overland off-road guys when they, you know, they buy a roof rack and put 800 pounds of crap on it, and then there's, like, you know, you got all this room in the back of the vehicle. Like, what's the point? Why leave it all exposed to the elements up there? I never understood that. And they'll give you some BS excuse. Oh, it's quicker to take it off the roof when you're off-road. Like, really? I've got, you know, in my Cherokee, I've got all the tools and supplies I need in the back seat. I don't have to carry anything on the roof. You know, like if you ever need a shovel, make sure you just go out into a parking lot, find a Jeep, grab a pair of bolt cutters, and you've got yourself a bunch of free tools. But I guess it's so people know they take their Jeep off-road, right? So we'll take a look. First of all, it's a Mijo exclusive, so it does come with a little scaling box. You can measure it, make sure it's exactly 1/64th scale. Ooh, I'm messing up my camera here, sorry. And yeah, a little storage box, has the special edition one of 3600. We can bring that in to there. Yeah, so there's our little storage box for this guy. Oh, it's a Jeep, so I bet it's got a silly license plate on it. What does it say? Can we focus? MJ exclusive. Oh, that's not as fun as I'd hoped it would be. You get all the Jeeps with all those stupid stickers on the back. Don't follow me, you won't make it. Yeah, okay, whatever, dude. So we'll take a look at our card here. This is, we've got 2018 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited. It seems like the Mijo exclusives, even from AutoWorld, they don't have any facts or paint codes. I think that's only an AutoWorld premium line thing. But on the back here it says, Jeeping across the Rubicon Trail. The AutoWorld 1/64th die-cast replica captures the rugged details of a four-wheel drive ready to trek across mountain trails. So that's pretty cool. They give you a little snippet presentation. So that is our 2018 Rubicon Wrangler. What's it say? Do we have anything on the bottom that tells you? Yeah, no, nothing written on the bottom underneath to determine that this is a year or anything. But still, very cool casting. I like that it's custom. It's got a little bit of off-road equipment on it, because my only other Wrangler is this guy from Greenlight. And this is a mountain edition. So this is actually not a Rubicon. This is a, you know, just a regular JKU. Doesn't have the, wouldn't have Dana 44s or locker or anything like that. But this one, I know I showed this before, but this one does have the removable top to expose the cage in there. So that's really cool. Unfortunately, I think the AutoWorld does not have a removable top. But still, very, very cool casting. I like it a lot. So we'll get this guy over here. We'll put him on top of his little Mijo exclusive box until we're ready to load him up all in the parking garage. And so next we will move on to our next yellow Jeep. This is probably my favorite one for today's video. This is a 2020 Jeep Gladiator. I do have another Gladiator from AutoWorld, or excuse me, from Greenlight. This was part of the Great Outdoors series. This is a stock ride height Rubicon versus this absolute monster truck. So clearly it's got some oversized tires on there. It appears to have a bit of a lift kit on it. So let's get it out of the box and get a closer look at it. Okay, so here's our 2020 Jeep Gladiator with the massive lift kit and enormous off-road tires. If I had to give this a good guess as to how tall it's lifted, in comparison to the stock one, I'd have to call this guy probably a 3.5-inch lift with what appears to be roughly 37-inch tires. At least that's what it looks like scaled down. Like I said, working at a Jeep shop, I've worked on probably close to a bazillion Gladiators. I've built plenty of Gladiators with 37s and 3.5-inch lifts. This looks to be about that size. Oh, excuse me. That being said, very, very, very cool truck. Very cool. I love this banana yellow. It goes great with this not so banana yellow. Yeah, I love the Gladiators. Probably my favorite thing that Jeep is producing right now. I like them a little bit more than the Wrangler, just because I think it's so cool. even though they are a little bigger, and people will argue, oh, they're not as good off-road because they're too long, and, you know, breakover angle and clearance and blah, 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 blah. I understand, but it's just so cool looking. It is so, so cool looking. So I don't see a Rubicon badge on the hood here, so that kind of leads me to believe that this is maybe just a regular, you know, mid-trim level Gladiator that's had plenty of work done to it. We've got a nice little roof rack with a light bar up there. I like that they're the little circle lights as opposed to the what you see on everything now, that straight beam light bars. I think the little pod lights look so much better. Nice little winch bumper on there. It does look a little awkward with the track width. I wish these tires maybe poked out a little more. It would scale it down or give it a more scale look, because right now it kind of just looks like the wheels are sucked into the fenders really bad. But still, really cool looking truck. I don't think the top comes off of this guy, or if it does, it's stuck from packaging, because if you remember also, the Greenlight Gladiator Rubicon does have a removable top. So, and it does look like this is a separate piece from the rest of the truck, so I think it might just be stuck on there, but I don't want to risk breaking it. If we take a look at the hood here, we've got a nice big 1941 down the hood. That started when Fiat bought Jeep. So that's, I guess, their way of saying that Jeep has been owned by many different companies since 1941. Again, with this guy, probably under the hood, if I had to guess, a 3.6 Pentastar. The JL and JT, so JL is the new Wrangler, JT is the new Gladiator. Quite a few engine options with those. You had a 3.6 liter Pentastar V6. You could also get that as a hybrid variation. You have a 2 liter turbo, which also came with a hybrid version, as well as the 3.0 3 liter Eco Diesel V6. So you had quite a few engine options for the Gladiator. All of them kind of sucked. I mean, the 2.0 turbos held together for about 40,000 miles before they blow up. The Eco Diesels were having massive camshaft problems, where they were shearing off the sprockets on the camshafts or something like that. But I think they did straighten that up, and they're a little better now. But yeah, not too many great engine options for these guys, but either way, still a really awesome truck. I really do like this thing a lot. Real quick, we can just put these two next to each other to give you a quick comparison for the size difference there. So the yellow one is definitely clearly lifted. Being that these are both Greenlight, I'm imagining the body is actually the same casting. And here, we'll take a look underneath. You can see, instead of, well, if I can focus on it, instead of the axle running through here like it does on this guy, they've actually added a whole nother axle section on top of it, which is this, to give it the lift kit. So that is really cool. That it's neat that they can do that with their castings and kind of, you know, create different variations of the same vehicle. So I'll get this back up on the lift. Get one more good look at it. Being that it's a Greenlight, we don't have a license plate on there. Nice big Jeep logo on the back, though, as always. Some D-rings down on the bumper there, toe points. Coming around to the side again. This should say Jeep Gladiator, although it's a little hard to make out. Now, there should be, and I don't know, it's not... Aha! AutoWorld got them beat. So, on every Jeep, there should be a little badge right here that says Trail Rated. AutoWorld has it. I mean, I'm sure you can't read the Trail Rated on that, but they did put a little dot there to kind of signify that there should be a badge there. So it seems AutoWorld missed that one, but very minuscule detail. So we've got a collective of Jeeps forming over here, just like in real life. There's one thing I've learned from owning a Jeep, it's that other Jeep owners will always want to talk to you all the time, especially when you're like, you know, trying to get gas, or like it's raining and you're trying to load groceries into the back of your vehicle. They just love to talk about what size tires you're running. So anyway, let's get into our 1985 Jeep Cherokee Pioneer quickly before my phone battery dies here. But yeah, let's get this guy cracked open. Probably, I know I've said this the last 2 times I've had Cherokees on the channel, but I think this might be our last Cherokee for a while. Maybe. Alright, so here's our 85 Cherokee Pioneer. Now, I'm not going to pull all my Cherokees down because we'll be here all night talking about them. But, so this is an 85. This should either have, I believe they still had the 2.8 liter V6 as an option for these, but you could also get the 4 liter inline 6 that everybody loves and wants. Really sharp looking vehicle. I love the chrome detail on the grille. That looks great. The American Racing Vector style wheels. And then you've got your Cherokee badge on the fender there. If we can focus on it, there we go. Bring it in a little closer. And then your 4x4 badge, as always, right under the back window. This is a really nice paint job. Something about this red I really like. It's very pastel-y. Of course, as we always talk about with Cherokees on this channel, this is the earlier body style, being that it's from the 80s. This body style, so the early ones had a fiberglass tailgate, whereas the late model ones had a metal tailgate. So if you ever see any Cherokees riding around, check those tailgates for cracks. That'll tell you roughly your year range on there. Yeah, really great looking model. Yeah, we'll bring down, I have another Cherokee. The Cherokee Chief is a rather similar casting from Greenlight. I believe the Cherokee Chief, this is also part of the all-terrain series. Same wheels, slightly different detail in the front end, a little bit different paint job. But all in all, essentially the same vehicle. Yeah, this is a really nice looking Jeep. So I believe the early model 4 liters were good for about 160, I want to say 150, 160 horsepower, around that range. So not necessarily fast, but certainly got out of their own way. This was a unibody vehicle. All Cherokees are also unibody, so they actually don't have a frame. I think I talked about that actually before on this channel. I talked about how on my Cherokee what I did was I installed frame stiffeners, which are, it's kind of a weird thing to call it because there is no frame, but it's basically 3/16 inch steel plates that run the length of the unibody of the Cherokee, and you just weld them all in, and it kind of hardens everything up and makes it a little bit safer to go off-roading without splitting your vehicle in half. But yeah, really sharp looking Jeep. I think actually if we look closely down at the bottom of the tailgate here, look at that. Look at that. I was right. I can just barely make out, I don't know if you guys can see that, but it says V6 2.8 liter. So this is a 85. I think this was one of the last few years that the 2.8 liter V6 was available in the Cherokees. They were also a dog water motor. Yeah, they were turds. You'll if you have a Cherokee or have ever spent any time on a Cherokee page or forum on Facebook and you have mentioned the 2.8 liter, they'll chase you out with pitchforks and torches. That's yeah, they only believe in the 4 liter amongst Cherokee owners. So real quick, and we can do this like this because it's Greenlight and there's never really anything to read. We can look at the cards for the Gladiator and the Cherokee at the same time because they are both from Series 12, the All-Terrain Series 12. So we're not going to miss anything if we just look at this guy here. On the back, we've got, so now we have the 85 Jeep Cherokee Pioneer. We have the 91 S10 Baja. Got that guy right here. We have really no interest in that. We've got the 2020 Jeep Gladiator right there. 2021 Chevy Tahoe Z71. I've seen that. I'm not super into it. It's meh. And the 21 Ford Bronco, also meh. Yeah, looks like I got everything I want in this series, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, we have been checking off some series here and there, and especially with this, my new source, if you will, for diecast. It's a really cool store. That guy, if he's not a diecast collector, then he's very aware of diecast collectors because he does have entire series in stock for some stuff from Greenlight, AutoWorld, Johnny Lightning. So definitely expect to be seeing more cool stuff and hopefully more frequently, because I do now have an in-person source to buy diecasts as opposed to having to buy them online. So we do have a really good Mopar Monday planned. I've got some really cool stuff for that. I'm excited to show you guys. But anyway, let's get back to our Jeeps right here. So what do you say we get our three, yeah, let's just do the three, nah, why not? Let's get them all into the parking garage for a final look. So we'll get this opened up. So there's our 85 Jeep Cherokee Pioneer, our 2020 Jeep Gladiator with the massive lift kit and huge tires, our 2018 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon, and then from a previous video, I believe this was, oh, I may have to look underneath and see what year this was. Oh darn, 2010. So this is a 2010 Jeep Wrangler Mountain Edition. So this should have a 3.8 liter V6. The 3.8 liter was done away with, and I believe 2012 or 2013 they converted to the 3.6 that you would have found in this guy. And one more thing I do want to mention about these two Jeeps right here. So this one being an AutoWorld and this one being a Greenlight, I would like to commend both brands for staying right on cue with their scale. I off camera, I held them up upside down, tire to tire to each other. The wheelbases are exactly the same. They are scaled perfectly. So I know AutoWorld does true 1/64th, so we know they're right. But that also means that Greenlight absolutely nailed the scaling on their JK Wrangler. So good job, Greenlight. So we'll take one more quick look at these guys, and then we'll go ahead and wrap this video up before my phone dies. So make sure, if you enjoyed the video, to leave a like, leave a comment, just to say hi if you will, and go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video.